Hello everyone, my name's Emily Johansson and I'm here to discuss the importance of ethics. I have previously already taken the ethical issues in healthcare course, so I was already pretty familiar with ethics, but in this course I'm learning so much more in depth about ethics. So ethics is a branch of philosophy that originated in ancient Greece many years ago. There are many different ways that people may describe ethics, but the most general definition for ethics would be the study of morality. Morality can be defined as the beliefs concerning right or wrong and good or bad. Ethics focuses mainly on our morals, beliefs, and judgments. Ethics can determine what a person believes to be right or wrong and can determine their actions considering it is what they believe is good or bad. Ethics can basically determine how a person lives their entire lives. The sub-branches of ethics are descriptive ethics, meta-ethics, normative ethics, and applied ethics. Descriptive ethics focuses on the study of moral beliefs and practices such as religion, whereas meta-ethics further studies the meaning and structure of these beliefs. Normative ethics studies our principles of actions or judgments. And finally, applied ethics is the application of moral norms to specific issues, usually in the professional field. There are also different elements of ethics that we have learned about in week 2. These are the preeminence of reason, the universal perspective, the dominance of moral norms, and the principle of impartiality. So the preeminence of reason is an element of ethics that requires critical reasoning and using our own ability to reason in order to further evaluate moral issues. The universal perspective follows something called the principle of universalizability. This is the idea that a moral statement applying in a situation also applies to all situations that are similar to that situation. And finally, the principle of impartiality basically states that we are all treated as equals and the same. This principle states that any decisions being made about a person should be the same for all people, not based off of any type of bias or prejudice. The dominance of moral norms from our book states, when moral norms conflict with non-moral norms, moral considerations win. Basically saying that moral norms are more important than any other. The most important future of ethics that I think I have learned so far would probably be the principle of impartiality. This is very important to me when it comes to treating all people the same. It's always been something that I've strongly believed in, and I feel that this is a really good principle to follow throughout all aspects of life. But I must say that I do believe all of these to be important just to have knowledge of, so I have enjoyed learning about everything thus far in ethics. I know that ethics will help me a great deal with my major, so I'm currently enrolled in the Allied Health program, taking pre-classes, hoping that I can soon apply to be in the medical sonography program. I know that the branch of ethics, applied ethics, would probably be really important in my future career. In the health field, there's many rules that need to be followed, and some of these rules are so crucial that if broken, it would most likely result in me losing my job or maybe even worse. So moral reasoning and ethics is going to be extremely important. Having an understanding of ethics and being aware of ethical issues will save me from a lot of trouble. Another thing is that working in a hospital, you're working with so many different type of people that having background knowledge of ethics will give me a better understanding on why some people may want to make the decisions that they do, or why they may do certain things a certain way. But most importantly, I think that with my field, it will help me in making medical decisions on my patients in the future. So they actually do have the ethics of healthcare, and those are the moral principles and values that help guide us in making the right decisions for medical. Ethical issues do come up in healthcare, and being aware of these issues and having knowledge of ethics will be very important for me. For example, an ethical issue that could come up in my field would be like an abortion. Sometimes if a person has certain issues regarding their pregnancy, an abortion might be the best medical advice to give this person. Although if their beliefs and morals go against this, they're most likely not going to take that advice. And although I may not agree with their decision, having this knowledge of ethics will help me understand why they're making the decision, and I think that will help me tremendously in my career. The one thing that I do know will be very important in the medical field is the principle of impartiality. When treating or diagnosing a patient, I cannot base their medical treatment off of anything other than what is right. It's going to be very important for me to treat all patients equally, and I must not be biased or anything like that if I were to have a family member, for example. But if I do not follow the principle of impartiality in my future career, I will have tremendous ethical issues. So that's about all, guys. Thank you so much for your time and listening to my idea of what's important and how ethics can benefit me in my future. And I'm really excited to learn even more in this class. Have a good night, guys.